Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Arrow Season 5, and we haven't said that in a while, haven't done many Arrow videos lately, just because there hasn't been really any videos to do in regards to Arrow. But this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Episode 10 of Arrow Season 5, otherwise known as the mid-season premiere for Season 5. Now this episode is entitled Who Are You? With a question mark. But before we get into anything else, let's actually watch the trailer.
Welcome home, Laurel.
Jeez.
Have you heard about the circumstances surrounding the death of Detective Malone?
No.
It looks like the Green Arrow was manipulated into killing him.
No more running. It's time I face this head on.
It's not our Laurel.
Finally, it's about time someone figured it out.
So even though this was a really strong trailer, I really enjoyed it, or promo, whatever you want to call it, the trailer does give away a somewhat big reveal, which I do find extremely odd. Maybe the people behind Arrow felt this was the right way to market the episode. Don't get me wrong, as I said, awesome trailer. It just contains more spoilers than we are, used to seeing in an Arrow trailer. Flash does it every now and then with a semi-spoiler in the trailer, but in an Arrow one, it is a very rare occurrence. But anyway, let's actually move on to the breaking down of this new Arrow Season 5 trailer for the mid-season premiere, that being Episode 10. So the trailer kicks off with new Team Arrow, minus Diggle obviously, because he's in jail, having a celebration party of sorts due to Laurel's miraculous return. Which does sort of feel weird, seeing that Billy Malone has just been killed by Ollie, but we will, let that slide for now. One little thing to mention at this point has to do with Laurel's nose. I know, weird, but in particular her septum. It doesn't have any rings or studs in there at this moment, so just keep that in the back of your minds for the rest of this video. As I mentioned earlier about it being strange that the team were having drinks just after the death of Billy, we will actually get the fallout of Detective Malone's death, with District Attorney Adrian Chase actually believing the events of what actually did happen to Billy, and that being that the Green Arrow, or Ollie, was manipulated into killing Billy by Prometheus. Along with that conversation, we get a quick snippet of a fight scene between Prometheus and Green Arrow, which we all know is going to be pretty damn dope as hell. But funnily enough, I am hoping we get minimal Prometheus in this episode, just because we got so much of him in episode 9 as well as episode 6 as well. So I'm just hoping that it isn't like a full-on Prometheus episode, but it doesn't look like it is. I think he's going to be used sparingly. But let's hope that the time we do spend with Prometheus is quite epic. We do get a scene with Diggle in prison, firstly speaking to Ollie about facing things head-on, as in, facing his prison sentence, which is then followed by him punching Adrian Chase in the face. I'm not too sure what the context of that is, whether the two planned it, or if Diggle is trying to force Adrian Chase away from him. I don't want your help. Let me, what do you want to call it? Let me serve my sentence. Now this is where the trailer gets very interesting, as we see Laurel letting out a sonic cry, just like Black Siren. Damn, Team Arrow just got played, didn't they? Tracking back to what I said earlier with Laurel's septum, or her nose, you can now see that she has got a piercing in it, when there wasn't one before, as you can see here. This is like the before and after shot, if you want to call it that. Now this might not mean anything at all. It probably doesn't, but I thought I would just point it out as it was something that I noticed on my first viewing. And it's not like it's a different earring, like it is a nose piercing, so maybe it actually has something to do with the character, who knows. But then again, last season Black Siren didn't have a septum piercing, so maybe after she's been released she decides to go to the piercing and tattoo shop and go, yo, I need something in my nose right now. But yeah, I don't know, they might mention it in the episode, we'll have to wait and see. You never know, this Laurel could show up with the septum piercing and Ollie would just look at her and going, I thought you hated facial piercings and stuff like that, or something along those lines. It could be a pretty comedic sequence if they do it like that. But anyway, we see Black Siren use her sonic cry within the Arrow headquarters, which it does some, pretty big damage to. We see Ollie and Felicity crouching for cover, and what looks like to be Rory or Ragman being flung. It's a stunt double, but it does look like what Rory or Ragman would wear. Now, one thing I have seen on social media has been some people complaining about the fact that there's no actual visual effect of the sonic cry from Black Siren like we saw in the Flash last season. Now, I don't think they're going to avoid that. Arrow would have some budget, especially if they don't do any Ragman visual effects in this episode, to give Black Siren her, visual effect cry. What's most likely happened is that this trailer was cut before the footage was sent over to the visual effects people. You know, it's done by different people. Not one person, you know, films the episode, goes to the editing room, puts in the visual effects. It's done by different people. So I'm assuming that this trailer was cut before they were able to put in the visual effects. And this isn't like a rare occurrence. Like Flash does it a lot. If you go to like I know the Weather Wizard episode in season, I think it's in season 2. Was it the season 1 episode? No, it was the season 2 episode. There's a sequence in the trailer for that episode which doesn't have visual effects, and then in the actual episode there's like lightning and stuff coming down. So in some cases they don't have time to put the visual effects in the trailer footage. So I'm guessing that is actually what's happened with the Canary cry in this instance with Black Siren. It will be interesting to see what happens with this version of Laurel, that being Black Siren, following this episode, as well as her backstory, if she talks to Ollie about what happened to Earth 2 Ollie and stuff like that. And it could possibly have something to do with her going down this villainous path, which we have discussed a lot on this channel. I think that was one of the big theories we talked about. I think in between the end of season 4 and season 5 of Arrow, and in between season 2 and season 3 of Flash. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, it'd be very much appreciated. If you could leave a like on it, let me know in the comments section below. Are you excited to see Black Siren? Or are you a bit disappointed that it's not Laurel? It would have been extremely difficult for them to actually bring the proper Earth 1 Laurel back. So I think having Black Siren back is cool. They can set her up for like either later this season as a recurring character that comes back, or possibly in season 6 of Arrow, who knows. And one thing to keep your ears and eyes out for is in the Flash episode the day before this episode, because obviously Black Siren is meant to be under Star Labs in one of the containment cells. So it will be interesting to see if they're like, oh crap, one of the containment cells is empty, and they look it up and it's Black Siren, and you know, they might give, you know, the Arrow headquarters or Felicity a ring and go, heads up, this person just escaped. And if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.